Hi, I'm Bugsy and I'm an addict. I'm going to be reading just for today, September 8th, 2024, Rebellion. Page 262, basic text, page 35. We need not lose faith when we become rebellious. Many of us have lived our entire lives in revolt. Our initial response to any type of direction is often negative. Automatic rejection of authority seems to be a troubling character defect for many addicts. A thorough self-examination can show us how we react to the world around us. We can ask ourselves if our rebellion against people, places, and institutions is justified. If we keep writing long enough, we can usually get past what others did and uncover our own part in our affairs. We find that what others did to us was not as important as how we responded to the situations we found ourselves in. Regular inventory allows us to examine the patterns in our reactions to life and see if we are prone to chronic rebelliousness. Sometimes we will find that while we may usually go along with what is suggested to us rather than risk rejection, we secretly harbor resentments against authority. If left to themselves, these resentments can lead us away from our program of recovery. The inventory process allows us to uncover, evaluate, and alter our rebellious patterns. We can't change the world by taking an inventory, but we can change the way we react to it. Just for today, I want freedom from the turmoil of rebelliousness. Before I act, I will inventory myself and think about my true values. Well, isn't this just a call out? Yeah, I think that sometimes we react before we think. And I think that emotion plays a big role in our immediate reaction to things. Take, for instance, last night when someone was popping off at the mouth and I popped back. That's not normally my character, but my immediate response was to be rebellious against my own values and snap back with some kind of sassy and snide comment and be very condescending, which I immediately recognized as something that I don't do and is against my character. And that's not how I take a moment to react. And if somebody's coming at me crazy, I'm usually like, okay, get it all out of your system and then we'll move on from there. I'm not the type to pop off at the mouth and, be like that, like be rude back. If somebody's being rude to me, I don't stoop to their levels, especially like when I'm at work and I see patients and they're angry and they're sick and they don't feel good and they're frustrated and they come at me sideways. I'm usually like, okay, well, let me try to help you. My first reaction typically is to think about where they're coming from and react accordingly. Be empathetic, be sympathetic, and try to offer help and kind of go out of my way, like to do things to help people. If I make a mistake at work or even in life, I am very good at telling someone, hey, man, I messed up. That was my bad. I've done it to patients where I realized that I didn't check them in proper and they'd been waiting for a while. And I go out there and say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. We're going to fast track you. We're going to fix this problem. That was my mistake. And I apologize that it was inconvenient to you. And I do that in life too. Me and my son can be, having a disagreement and I find out later, or he proves to me that I was wrong or something. I'm very much the type of person to be like, oh, well, I'm sorry. My apologies. Or if he's like, no, this is what it was. Oh, you're right. You're right. Even in the heat of the moment when I'd be fighting with my ex, if I say something rude, I stop. I'm like, sorry. I'm sorry. But I know that some people have a problem with admitting they're wrong. And I think that falls under the category of rebellion. Like, I might be doing something wrong and I've never been arrested or in jail. So this is just a hypothetical, probably maybe something that you went through. I did something wrong and the policeman's here ready to arrest me. And I'm going to act a fool because I don't want to be arrested because I did something wrong, but I don't feel like you should put me in jail for it. So I'm going to rebel against it and argue and say, nope. I'm going to be uncooperative. I'm going to do all this stuff because I don't like your authority. I don't like you telling me I'm wrong. And therefore I'm going to lash out. Things like that. And we have to remember that if we're already getting in trouble, there's no way of getting out of it, especially talking smack back at the person who's saying, you kind of messed up. Your boss, a police officer, I don't know, the cashier even. It's like, you want to be nice to the person who is serving you, you know? The person at the cash register, the person checking you in at the hospital, the officer talking to you. The people that you want to rebel against the most are the people that you tend to need to be nice to the most. And not just to kiss up, but be sincere, like I screwed up. Because I feel like it is such a huge burden lifted every day of my life when I can admit when I'm wrong. And I feel like it's a slippery slope when you start to show rebellion in your life, where you start to allow yourself to break certain rules. Because I feel like, well, I broke that rule. I can just break this one and get away with it. It's fine. Oh, this one's small. No one's going to notice. This one's okay. I can just break this rule. It's fine, whatever. And eventually it's going to be, I can just take one hit. I can just take one drink. It's fine. You know, to begin to not just rebel against the life and world around you, but you'll start to teach yourself that rebelling is okay for yourself. And those boundaries that you have set for yourself will no longer be valid or existent, because you're going to start, you know what? I always told myself I'm not going to do this, but I can do a little bit. I can kind of do it. And maybe that's not what the literature is talking about today, but it really did kind of speak to me that way of learn how to be disciplined in your own life. You don't have to wake up every day and make your bed military style and shine your shoes and, you know, clean the floor with the toothbrush, but do stuff for yourself and keep yourself out of rebellion and learn to respect others. And you'll learn that respect for yourself will come that much easier. And I hope everyone's doing well out there. I'll talk to you later. Bye.